Hey everybody, what's going on and welcome to Rock Gamer. It's time for my weekly news recap where I talk about this past week's Rock Band 4, Guitar Hero Live, and Amplitude news. And let's get started this week with our DLC. Now, we had a huge DLC pack. This is probably one of the biggest weeks we've had in terms of DLC. So we had an 8-pack from U2, featured songs like One, Vertigo, Desire, Pride in the Name of Love, Sunday Bloody Sunday, as well as 2 songs off their most recent album. And I've done a full review of the tracks. This is really a great week for drummers and vocalists and even guitarists as well. There's some really great tracks out there. Hopefully we see some more U2 stuff down the road. Monix also talked about what we're going to see in the January update for the game. Now, most of the January update is going to basically just be focused on fixing bugs. The most notable one being the issue with the leaderboards. If you know, there's the drummers or certain drummers on the game has been able to exploit a certain bug where they can actually activate overdrive twice, like in one hit. And they're basically going to be resetting the leaderboards in January. So if you do have scores in the leaderboards, unfortunately, they will be removed. But Harmonix is hoping that they won't have to do this again. And, you know, any scores accumulated after the January patch will just stay on the leaderboards. Any local scores you have shouldn't really be impacted by this change. And we also learned that the shows mode, so the scores that you accumulate in shows mode will actually be able to show up on the leaderboards as well. That was a huge issue I had with the actual scoring and play show mode because your overdrive would carry between songs, but looks like any scores you accumulate will actually post to the leaderboards just like the quick play score. So I'm really excited about that. Monix also revealed that they will be teaming up with another game studio, just like they did with Fallout 4 in the December update, to release some new items in the Rock Shop. They haven't announced what studio it is, but there's a lot of speculation on the Reddit forums, so you guys can go check that out there. Also, for Xbox One players, we also learned this week that there's a new firmware update for the Xbox One guitar. So if you guys are experiencing issues with the Xbox One guitar for Rock Band 4, there's a firmware update. I'll put the link down below. You guys can go check that out. We also had probably the most disappointing news of the week for Rock Band 4, and that is Amazon and Mad Catz' website is now showing pre-orders are available for the Pro Drum kit. So that includes the stock kit for Rock Band 4 with the actual cymbals. That is listed for $199 US, which is a ridiculous amount of money. If you guys remember, Rock Band 3, the Pro Drum kit was about $129.99. I even remember my Ion kit I paid money for was, I think, about $200 or $300. And, you know, you look at the quality of the Rock Band 4 drum kit, and it's just not that good compared to the Ion and the electronic drum kits you can get for maybe for a little bit more price if you're willing to pay that. Turning now to Guitar Hero Live, fans of Avenged Sevenfold will be really happy to know that they are making an appearance once again in GHTV. So between now and December 29th, they're actually hosting their own program on the TV channels. If you guys want to see the schedule, I put the schedule down below. And they're not just talking about metal songs, they're talking about all the songs that they really enjoy and influence them. So there's a good variety of music on their shows. And another thing that Avenged Sevenfold fans will be happy to know is that the premium show that was originally taken off just after launch from the Download Festival is once again available on GHTV. So it features 3 songs from their headlining performance at the Download Festival: Buried Alive, it's Nightmare, and Shepherd of Fire. If you guys haven't played that premium show and you enjoy metal, go play that premium show. It's one of the best I've played on the service, and I'm really happy that it's back now. We also got some new premium shows that showed up on Guitar Hero TV this week. Because it's Christmas, of course, they were holiday themed. So there's 2 premium shows. One's called Rock the Halls. The other one's called Christmas Rocks. And the interesting thing is that they actually feature 2 of the same bands in each show. So we've got the Killers, All Time Low, The Darkness, and the Raveonettes, where the 4 bands featured. Some of these bands have 2 songs in each, or 1 song in each of the premium shows. I've put the list of songs down below. Let's go into our Amplitude news of the week. So Amplitude is out now for the early backers on the Kickstarter campaign. So if you guys paid more than $40 to Harmonix on the Kickstarter, you now have early access to Amplitude. And the first reviews for the game have been showing up as well. I believe there's about 6 reviews right now on Metacritic. It's got an average score of 75. And a lot of the reviews have the same kind of complaints and the same kinds of praises. You know, they really praise the gameplay style. They did talk about that the gameplay itself is fun. The multiplayer is quite enjoyable. They do have the same criticisms. A lot of the reviews say that the soundtrack just is not as good as previous Amplitude games. There's not a bunch of catchy songs. They slam the progression system in terms of how you unlock some of the better songs in the game. And they also criticize the lack of online play as well. Some reviewers went as far as to say that the replayability of this new Amplitude game just isn't as good as the previous Amplitude games. Now, I don't get my hands on the game till January 5th. I'll have a full review on my channel of it when it comes out. And that does it for this week's news, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you guys want to stay up to date on all things rhythm gaming, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Take care and happy holidays and happy new year.